you focus on helping organizations define their mission, their vision, their strategy. Could you tell us a little more about that?
Well, and very often what I find when I first start to work with a company is that that's not necessarily their first focus. They often will come in looking for help with sales or help with customer service or that kind of thing. But one of the things that I really believe strongly is that it's important for the company to have a clear sense of what its mission is and what it's really trying to accomplish. And if you don't sort of have that groundwork in place, it's difficult to lay in the specific sales strategies or customer service strategies and have them work, because you find that people in the organization are working at cross purposes. So I often will try to get the client to kind of stop and take a step back and see if we can't get pretty clear about what the mission and the vision and the strategy for the organization is, and then think a little bit about how clear is everyone in the organization? Do we have a real strong sense of alignment throughout the company so that everybody is on the same page? And that, if we can get that kind of groundwork in place, that's going to make whatever the specific programs are a lot more effective when we get time to roll them out.
So what you're talking about then is even more specific than the brand or the voice of the company. You want to make sure that the message is consistent as well.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And I think there's sort of two different philosophies that you can take towards running an organization, and one of them is sort of an SOP-driven kind of philosophy where you really sort of treat the employees as interchangeable parts, and you really try to define everything from the top of the organization down to what the frontline employees are doing through standard operating procedures, and have it all really buttoned up that way. And that strategy certainly can work, and there's a lot of companies that have been very successful about using that strategy. But my preference is for a strategy that's more of a shared vision and an alignment kind of strategy, where you get everyone to understand what the organization is trying to accomplish, what it stands for, what its core values are, what the strategic direction of the company is. And if you do a good job of that and really communicate it well throughout the organization, what you find is that you don't need as much in the way of standard operating procedures, because the employees become empowered to make decisions because they understand what it is we're trying to accomplish. So it's less about everyone having to do things exactly the same way, and more about engaging people's hearts and minds in the service of the overall mission of the business. And I find that you get people a lot more committed and passionate, and you get more of their creativity and energy into the company when you can create that kind of environment. It's a little bit more difficult and takes a little more work on the front end, but I believe that you get a lot more out of it if you make that investment on the front end.